Hey there, thank you so much for watching live. Let me know if you're here. I want to know if you can hear me okay. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know who's here. Welcome to the Spark Show. In this episode, I'll be going over who your two customers are as influencers. The number one mistake influencers are making in their business right now, and what you need to create a sustainable six-figure business. So if we've never connected before, my name is Gwen Lane, and I help digital influencers build their brand, grow their following, and monetize their influence, which is my specialty. I love to do that. I love helping influencers make money and make an impact because I think it goes hand in hand. So I've created my multiple six-figure business through brand sponsorships at first, and then I've also created digital offers. So I'm going to be talking about those two things today. And so if you're just joining, welcome. Let me know in the comments if you're here, or if you're watching the replay, put replay in the comments. I'd love to know who tuned in and who's here and who's watched this. So let me know. Jordan's here. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. So first, let's talk about your two customers. So as an influencer, you have two customers, right? You have brands, you have companies and brands, sponsors, a lot of people can call it different ways, and you have your audience. And there are a lot of different ways to monetize, but those are the two places where the money usually comes from. So Kalpan is here, Antoinette's here, Nolan's here. Good morning, everyone. So you actually have two customers, right? And so brands, again, brands and sponsors, and then your audience. And the number one mistake that influencers are making in this business is not monetizing their audience by offering something and selling something to your audience. And this is something I really want to talk about today because most influencers are missing out on this opportunity, right? Rondell's here. Hey, Jenny, how are you guys? And so let me know in the comments, first off, if you are, how are you monetizing today? Are you monetizing through brand deals? Are you monetizing through affiliate marketing? Are you selling a digital offer, a physical products? Or are you providing a service or running events? Those are usually the biggest ways that people monetize. There's other ways, but those are the most common ways. Or if you're new, brand new, and just starting out, that's okay too. I have a lot of students in my community that are just starting out, so you can just say just starting out. So let me know in the comments. I'd love to know where you are at. So the thing that I want to talk about today is that some people think that selling to your audience is wrong, right? Some even call it being a sellout because you're trying to make money. And this is something that I need you to shift your belief on right now. Because what if I put it this way? What if your audience had a problem and you had the solution, right? And they were willing to pay you for it? Would that be wrong? Like, let's say your audience was struggling with something health related, and you were able to help them get healthier. Would that be wrong? Would that be you being a sellout? So I need you guys to start thinking about changing your mindset. It's all about mindset. You guys know I'm a big believer in that. About, selling is not being a sellout. Selling is actually serving your audience, because if you are able to give them, time back, money back, maybe you have money saving guides or travel guides. I would happily pay for travel guides because instead of me doing the research for hours, there's bloggers out there who sell travel guides, and I would rather pay for a travel guide from a blogger that's been to Spain or lived in Spain so that I can, have that itinerary, right? And so also I want to reframe this. I'm a big believer in thinking about things and giving you guys a new perspective. Apple is a brand, right? And they sell iPhones and MacBooks and iMacs. I'm a big Apple fan. And what do? Are they selling out, or are they sleazy or bad because they're providing a solution for us? Like, they're giving us the capability and ability to connect with our friends and our people all around the world. So I want you guys to think about that. Selling is serving. And when you start having those weird mindset blocks of like, oh, someone's just trying to sell me something. Like, but what if you were the perfect person for that product? Would that be bad? So let me know if that's starting to make sense to you. And if you can start believing that selling is actually serving. So type selling and serving in the comments, or let me know how you're starting to feel about this, right? Because like, if someone was selling something at the mall and you don't want it because you don't need it, right? That's fine, because you're not their target audience. But if you were the target audience, you were trying to look for a hair curler that like, stayed for 4 hours, and the person at the mall was like, yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. It doesn't make the salesperson a bad person, right? It's actually a good thing, right? And so what you need to do is to think about how you can serve your audience. I'm only here to tell you guys to serve your audience and provide massive value. And at the same time, you can make an impact. So Brittany said, selling and serving my fitness programs, right? Brittany, it's like, when people say, you're selling out, you're sleazy, you're trying to just sell us something. I'm like, but what if you want to get fit, right? Brittany is a trainer, and she's a great trainer. So like, why wouldn't she tell her audience that if they want her help, they can get her help, right? And so Nolan says, yes, that makes sense. Jenny said, selling equals serving your audience. So why is it, influencers, that most of you are so obsessed with getting brand deals, right? I love brand deals. That's how I started my business. That's how I monetized first. I was able to make enough money through brand deals to quit my job. You guys know my story. If you don't know my story, I was working at my full-time job. I started getting brand sponsorships, and that was how I was able to build my business at first. But something that I've realized in the past couple years is that brand deals are great. Brand deals are awesome, but there is a deeper impact to be made with your audience, who are right there hearing from you every single day. And you can tell I'm super passionate about this because of how I'm talking to you about it, right? And they're right there, and they see your free content and stuff like that. But like, what if there was a way that you can help them deeper? What if there was a community that you can create for them, a space? What if there was a course or an expertise that you had inside you that you could share with them to make their life better? Like, what if you could do that? And here you are getting obsessed about growing your following so you can get these brand deals when your followers are right there waiting for you and hoping that you would give them a solution, right? And so the thing is, it's not a sustainable business model. And I teach people how to get brand deals, and a lot of you are in my programs for that, and that's really great, and it's a great starting point. But there comes a time when you're going to start thinking, what can I do to help my audience? What kind of offer can I create to help them on a deeper level? Brands are great. Brands are going to come. They're going to come as you grow your following. But if right now you have 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, 5,000 followers, what can you do to serve those 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 followers? And why aren't you doing that right now, right? Is it because you don't know what to do? A lot of you, I've talked to in my community, you're not really sure. A lot of you are afraid to be selling and to sell out, which I'm seeing in the comments. No one is people are starting to realize that that's not a thing anymore. And I'm going to make sure that you guys don't believe that anymore, and that selling is serving. And also, like, I get it. There's a lot of, misconceptions about, you have to have a complicated launch thing. You have to have funnels and webinars and all that jazz. When you don't, there are simpler ways to launch, right? But the question that I want for you to start asking yourself today is, how can you serve your audience now? Whether you just have 500 followers or whatever, right? Because why do you need 500 followers to monetize? You don't, right? If you could help one of those people or 10 of these people or 100 of these people, then you can already be creating that sustainable business model. So I want you to start thinking about what you can offer your audience and what's going to make a huge difference in your business model. And this is what I'm going to tell you to start thinking about, okay? So what do you need to create? What do you need to create a 6-figure business model? And so when I say 6 figures, I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying that it's going to happen in a month or, 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. It could take a year. But if you were able to replace your income right now from your day job or whatever it is on how you're living with an influencer business, making money from brands and from your audience, what would that look like for you? Right? Like, what would it happen if you would be earning $1,000 a month on top of the brand deals, on top of your day job? What if you were making $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month? Would you be able to finally quit your job and focus on your business full time and have the freedom to actually do what you want to do, be where you want to be? I know a lot of my audience, you guys love to travel and you guys want to have that freedom. I think that's why you guys are attracted to me, because we all want that freedom lifestyle. So let me know in the comments, what would you do if you were starting to make $1,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month? Let's say you were able to replace your income right away. And it's not just with brand deals, because of course the brand deals, it takes time for your following to grow, right? It's going to take time for your following to get there. That's just how Instagram works. Someone asked me the other day, how long would it take me to get to 100,000 followers with no budget? And I told them it would still take at least 2 years. The fastest people that I've seen on Instagram, it took them at least, a year to get to 50K. And that's super fast. That's like engaging 3 to 4 hours a day on Instagram. It takes a lot of time because that's just the way Instagram works. It's very organic. You can't just do Facebook ads to grow your Instagram. People want to follow people they're connected to and they actually like. So while you're building that following, like, why aren't you serving your audience? And like, when the people who usually follow me, they're usually called to this journey. They're they're really like, it's like they have something that they're being called to do, like a purpose or fulfillment or something like that. So my question is for you is like, are you ready to answer that calling, right? And are you ready to step up and actually be their leader and come up with something of massive value? I'm not saying sell them anything that's not going to be useful. I'm not saying, just sell whatever just to make money. I'm not all about that. You guys know that. Even if you don't know me right now, I think you can get that from me right now, that I'm all about providing massive value to their audience. But at the same time, it's hard to make an impact, right, when you're not making any money and there's no money coming in and you don't know if a brand is going to come and reach out to you this month, or if any of your pitches are going to get a yes, right? It's all very unpredictable and not sustainable until you have like a higher following, a little bit higher following, so that you can start, charging a lot more. And then I also teach my students how to create longer term partnerships, so you're not always worried about, okay, I need to get another brand this month, or I need to get 5 brands this month, and creating those long-term stuff. But that comes with time. But you can start serving your clients and your audience today, right? And so the thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a plan, right? Influencers sometimes go into this and like, oh, I just want to get a bunch of followers and I want free stuff. And I always tell my students, free stuff is not the end game here. Right? Free stuff is not going to pay your bills. It's not going to get you to your dream. It's not going to let you quit your day job. And free stuff doesn't help anyone but you, right? Does it help your audience for you to get free stuff? No, it doesn't. So why are you still stuck there, right? I want you guys to go beyond that, beyond free stuff, beyond discount codes, beyond being an ambassador, beyond brand deals, which are great. And I love brand deals and I still do it. But there is another way, right? And this is what I need you to start thinking about, okay? And so as an influencer, I want you to start moving into putting on the hat of influencer CEO. You're not just just, a content creator anymore. You're also a business woman or businessman. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur, right? And if you don't want to make money, that's fine. You have a hobby. Now, this video is probably not for you if you don't want to make any money. If you just want to do this on the side and you're totally cool with that and staying at your job forever, even if you don't like it, this is definitely not for you. Now, this is only for you if you want to be an influencer, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to do this full time, and you want to make a massive impact and make money, because you can't make an impact without making any money, right? You have to make sure that you're taken care of, your family is taken care of. Like, you can't help other people if you can't help yourself, right? So are you guys starting to understand that a lot of people go about this the wrong way? They get on Instagram, they just want to post selfies and stuff. They don't really want to help people, right? But if you think about it as a business owner, as a CEO, you go into it knowing that, okay, I'm going to grow my audience. I'm going to have different types of revenue streams. One is going to be brand deals. And as I grow, I'm going to get more brand deals. And then I'm also going to start serving my audience to the best of my ability. And one of the ways you can serve your audience is to offer them something, is to sell them something in an effort to serve them in the best possible way. Now, you can't just offer training someone for free, right? Let's talk about Brittany. She's one of my students. She can't train everyone for free. One, she's got to eat, right? And two, when you give stuff away for free, most people are not going to value that, right? If she gives away free personal training sessions, do you think those people will show up? Probably not, right? So you're actually even serving them better by charging them money, because they're actually going to show up. And if money is an uncomfortable situation or something, that makes you feel weird, that's a trigger or a sign that there needs to be something shifted with your money beliefs, right? And I go into that a lot in my other episodes. But I talk about money, and I talk about, what to do if you have money beliefs and money triggers you. It's usually because we've picked up these beliefs for many, many years. And no matter how old you are, you've heard, for many years, you've been conditioned to think of money as a bad thing, or maybe it's something that there's not enough of, or you don't deserve it, and all that stuff. And there's a lot of ways to work on that. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of books. I always recommend the book You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. That's a great place to start. So you got to work on that, because if you think selling is bad in any way, it's going to be self-sabotaging you when you start selling stuff, even if it comes from the best intentions. Because if something deep down inside you subconsciously or consciously thinks that selling is bad, then of course it's going to backfire and it's not going to work. So I want you to work on that and really coming up with the thing as selling is serving. And when you catch yourself this week, if someone's like trying to sell you something on the phone or at the mall or wherever you are, like think about it in a way like that's not a bad thing. If the perfect person needed that solution right now, that would be the perfect thing for each person. And think of all the things you buy, right? Aren't those solutions to whatever it is you want, right? Like you bought a fancy water bottle, or you bought, whatever, you pay for fitness stuff. The things you pay for give you value, right? You don't just buy things to buy things, I hope. I mean, even if you do, it like gives you joy and so much stuff, right? And so think of the things that you get when you spend money, and I want you to get that energy in, so then when you serve your audience, you don't feel bad and guilty about, charging for your services, right? Okay, so we got a lot of people here. Jordan says, Jen Sincero books are awesome. Brittany said, the book is so good, it inspired me to feel more comfortable selling my training programs at the price point I deserve for my work. Totally, Brittany. And so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Brittany can't work for free, right? And she's actually helping her audience, because she's using her prices and her money to serve as a tool for them to commit. Right? Because if all you did was do stuff for free, no one's going to value it, because that's just how we're designed, right? If we don't put anything in, invest anything in, we're probably not going to do the work. Okay? And so We talked about selling is serving. We talked about the number one mistake influencers make, which is not going into it with that concept of not selling something to your audience. And also, most influencers don't go in with a CEO mindset. And that's a huge, huge thing, right? So let me know in the comments if you're going to start thinking like a CEO. Put influencer CEO in the comments. I'd love to know who's going to start working on that. That's going to be something really awesome. Okay, so it's really important to get the clarity on what's working right now and what's not. And I would actually love to talk to you and see if I can help you with your next steps to build a sustainable six-figure business that makes money and make an impact. Now, I have opened up my schedule this week and next for you to book a free breakthrough session with me to help you get that clarity. And I only have a few spots open. I'm only one person. You're going to talk to me personally. I have a hectic schedule. You guys know this. I run 2 businesses. I am an influencer. I host a podcast. I travel a lot. So please make sure you only book a session with me if you fit the following criteria, okay? So 1, if you truly want to make an impact on your audience and the world. If you just want to sell something to make money, this is not going to work and I can't help you there, right? And I'm going to know right away. And so it's best that you don't book a call unless you really, really care about making an impact. Number 2, this is only for you if you're coachable and willing to take feedback. Obviously, if you're closed-minded and not willing to receive guidance from me, then I can't help you. But please book a call with me if you're ready to be coached and pushed outside of your comfort zone. A lot of my students are here. Comment if you have learned something from me at all. Put student in the comments. Even if you've only been in my free group or you've gone to one of my free workshops, I would love to know who has learned something from me at all. And if you guys are new to me, you can see the comments to see that, I provide massive value for my audience, but I only want to work with people moving forward who are super coachable because I can't help you, right, if you don't do what I tell you to do, right? And lastly, you're willing to take action and do the work to get the results. So this is not easy and this does not happen overnight, but if you want to make an impact and you're willing to do what it takes, then definitely book a session with me. I am opening up the opportunity for you to work with me personally to launch something in the next 90 days to your audience. So I'm going to add a link in the comments on this post and you'll be redirected to my calendar where you can book a free breakthrough session with me. We'll figure out, where you are in your influencer business and if it's a good fit to work together. And then please make sure you fill out the application form right after to give me more details on where you are at so we don't waste anybody's time. So thank you so much for joining me in this episode and I'll see you in the next one. So I just did that outro because of the podcast because I'm going to cut the rest of this out. But I'd love to go into the comments right now and answer any questions you have about anything I've just talked about. Selling is serving, making sure that you have an influencer business plan, strategy, and system in place. Really, it's all about going in with a mindset that you should be offering something to your audience if you're not. Brittany says she's an amazing coach, totally worth the investment of your time to speak with her. Thank you so much, Brittany. I'd love to talk to you. And so I am so excited because, a lot of my students in my program, they're starting to get brand deals. They're already starting there and then they realize, wait, there's like something missing. And I love that realization, and something that I'm proud of helping my students get to is self-awareness, and they realize like there's something missing, there's something I need to do, and there's something out there, and I'm like, your audience is out there, and right, like they get value from your free stuff, but imagine how much value can they get with your paid stuff when they've started to invest in themselves. It's not really investing in you or your program or your offer or whatever. It's really investing in themselves. And why are you not giving them the opportunity to do that, right? And so a lot of you guys are lifestyle people, travel people, and I'm just like, why not give them the opportunity to invest in something that will help them, right? And that will help them grow personally. Or like, I'm a big believer in personal development. I myself have invested in tons of programs. I believe in all of it. I believe that it helps us grow, and like mentorship is like the biggest thing that you can do. And so Rondell says, I have so many passions, but sometimes I'm confused on where to start and how to package them into something that can be sold. Yeah, so those are things that I'm actually helping people do. And so I get why you're having confusion, Rondell and Jordan, because you guys are in your head, right? All you're doing is like jumbling all the thoughts in your head. But that's why mentorship is so important, is like someone outside from a different viewpoint can be like, okay, that looks good. Get rid of that. That looks great. Now, once we have that, let's put a plan together to make sure that you can execute and implement what it is you want. And it also, I help people focus on one thing at a time, because that's the biggest mistake people make, is like they try to launch 10 different things, and that never works, right? And so you need an outside perspective to kind of help you identify that, right? It's like diagnosing yourself, right? How smart is it to go to WebMD and try to diagnose yourself? No, you need a freaking doctor, right? You need a freaking expert, right? And so make sure that you are getting the help you need, because most people cannot do this themselves. I needed help. I am still getting help. Like, there's no shame in not doing it yourself. Like, there's a reason why people go to school, right? And then after people go to college, you think like the learning stops and like the teachers stop. No, it doesn't. It's like, we're always going to be students, right? Students of life. So Laura, definitely, yeah. So Kalpana, we already had our session yesterday, so thank you for that. Laura, again, this is for you if you want to launch a digital offer in the next 90 days. And so I think we had a discussion about, you know, this is not for network marketing or multi-level marketing. It's if you want to create and launch your own digital offer in the next 90 days. So even if you don't know what that is, that's the kind of clarity that can help you get, because again, back to the doctor, like, you cannot diagnose and operate on yourself. You need help to ask for someone to tell you exactly like what you're not seeing, because most of us cannot see what is going on, right? And that's just reality, right? And that's why we pay doctors. That's why we pay experts, and they go to school for many, many years and have all this experience, because that is their expertise. And so I would love to talk to you. I'm going to put the link in this video. You can also go to thesparksociety.org/call to book a session with me, and I will see you in the next live. Hopefully that helped you guys out a lot today. Let me know in the comments if that was useful for you, if now you're excited to serve your audience because it comes from a place of good and value and like serving them from a deeper level. I hope you guys are inspired now to start thinking of that. So yeah, so Franchi, you can schedule a breakthrough call to see if you would be a good fit for this. I don't do one-on-one strategy sessions. I only do breakthrough calls to help you get clarity on if this is the right step for you. So I will go ahead and put that in the video after I publish this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.